And now, it's the number one game quitting podcast on the market. Ooh, ha, ha, ha. Welcome, my friends, to episode 7 of the Game Quitters podcast. I am your co-host, Jason Wellwood. Right now, I'm going to give you a bit of an update on how the 90-Day Detox project has been going. As you may have known, if you've been following us here on the podcast, I have taken on the 90-Day Detox for myself to see what you are going through, the listeners. Maybe you're doing this right now. Maybe you're thinking about it, or maybe you've already completed the detox. I wanted to know what the Game Quitters community is experiencing. And when I started this podcast with Cam, that was one of the first things I told him is, I'm done, Cam. I'm done with video games. So I already knew coming in that I was done, but I felt like I needed to make it official. So here we are, another week. Can you believe it? We've had the podcast now, how many weeks has it been? 7. This is episode 7, believe it or not. So when we started, it was episode 2 that I took on the detox. So that means it's been 6 weeks. It really is going by fast. 90 days, it seems long when you take it on, but really once you get into it and you start doing other things, you realize you don't really miss gaming at all. And this is a theme you've been hearing on the podcast. I've been saying this a lot. It's been a breeze for me. I've been taking this thing day by day, and it's so simple. It's like lying back in the sun, drinking a nice cold drink on the beach and peering out into the ocean, and then all of a sudden a seagull flies by and craps right on my chest, because that's what happened this week, people. Yes, I thought I had everything under control. I thought I was the man, but sometimes, like a friend once said, if you're gonna get cocky, it's gonna get rocky, and rocky it did. I had a bit of a moment of, wow, I've just been blindsided. How did this happen? It all started when I decided to sell my video games. I opened up that closet, and maybe you have a closet like this at home where you put the games away telling yourself, I'm done, I'm packing them away and I'm forgetting about them. But maybe you went back, or maybe something triggered you. You saw an advertisement for a game and it was just on accident, and suddenly you started thinking about games. You know the feeling, it starts inside your chest, a weird warming. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's, I don't know, nostalgia. What the hell is it? But you don't feel right, because part of you's going, wow, games were actually pretty fun for a time. And the other part of you is going, yeah, but they've been ruining your life when they're not fun, which is pretty much 90% of the time. So is it really worth it? That's the thing you got to remind yourself of, but that can be so hard when you're staring, like I said, a closet full of games. I had made the decision to sell all of that stuff, but I was not prepared, not even remotely prepared for what I would experience when I opened the doors. So I had to text Cam. I picked up the phone and I said, listen, man, I'm trying to sell all my video game stuff right now. I didn't think I was going to need to ask you for guidance. I mean, we're doing the show together, but I need your help, dude. What do I do? There is like a piñata of strange emotions going on right now. And sure, in that piñata, there's O. Henry's, there's Reese's Pieces, there's all the good stuff. But then someone decided it would be like a good idea to throw in Wagon Wheels. Does anybody remember Wagon Wheels? That was like the worst treat ever. They were like a chocolate-covered marshmallow thing with jelly on the inside. And for some reason, and hey, no disrespect to the elderly or anything, but it was just always old people had a stockpile of Wagon Wheels at their house. I remember going trick-or-treating on Halloween. You would go up to the door, you ring the doorbell, trick-or-treat, and they'd give you a damn wagon wheel. You almost knew if the person was above 70, you're getting a wagon wheel. You're just, you might as well just turn back right then, because you're not going to eat the damn thing. You might use it as a hockey puck. But I digress. So the piñata was, it was this mixed bag of emotions, and I was feeling it. Cam told me this, and I think you'll find this helpful. If you're struggling with that same situation, that mixed bag of emotions, the piñata with good and bad, positive and negative, and you don't know what to feel about games because you've been trying so hard to change and you're on the path to change, sit with the feelings. Sit with the feelings. That is what Cam told me. I'm trying to push all this stuff out and act like, be the macho man and just not that macho man. Ooh, yeah.
No excitement. Snap it to a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about, I don't have to experience this because I'm a tough guy. No, I did have to experience it, and I'll tell you how this helped me. Now, you may not be able to relate to that because I know not everybody is male, granted, but I think there's a part of all of us that kind of wants to push negative emotions away and uncomfortable experiences away. You know, nobody wants to be uncomfortable, right? What I did is I got the call from someone that they wanted to buy a package of my Xbox 360 games. I had listed it online, and I got in the car and I was driving, and those emotions started coming back. It was like one half of me was pulling and saying, no, what the hell are you doing? Don't sell this stuff. There could be a chance in the future you might still want to play. Like, you know, when you're not as busy and you have some free time, why don't you hang on to the stuff? Think of all the memories associated. Think of how good it used to feel playing a game. And I almost wanted to turn around, to be completely honest with you. I almost did. And I bet you've been, hypothetically, or maybe metaphorically speaking, we'll say, you've been in that car yourself, right? You've been in that same position where you're ready to just turn around and head on back. You're sick of that voice in your head saying, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And you just snap and you turn around, you go on home, but you give up. You've given up. It's kind of a scary moment, because your progress it's literally hanging in the balance. You're on the cliff edge and there is no more room to move forward. You either save yourself or you fall a long, long way to your demise. I remembered what Cam said, sit with your emotions. So I went, you know what? Let's analyze this. What are the good things that gaming brought me in my past? Let's look back. And you know what? There was some stuff there. It wasn't all bad. And I think you'll agree your experience as well is going to be quite similar. It's not always all bad. The memories I had growing up with my brothers, my two older brothers, and bonding in the basement over Mortal Kombat, or like playing Nintendo 64, Banjo-Kazooie. I remember I'd watch my brother play that for hours and figure out how they were going to beat the game or solve the puzzle. And like, you're so enamored as a little kid watching your older brother do these things that to you feel like impossible, right? Those are all good memories, because I really did bond with my brothers through that. And I don't believe at that stage of my life, gaming was necessarily always a bad thing. Because just like you, when you got into gaming, possibly at an early age, you did it because you were a kid, likely. And that's not the same story for everyone, but I think a lot of us can agree with that. You know, you were young and you were curious, and this was something that was just cool at the time. It awakened that curiosity in you. It made you want to explore. And those are all good things for a kid. But the thing is, we can't stay there forever. I had to look at those memories and go, I'm so grateful I had that, because there was a lot of happiness there. It wasn't all bad things. But I also can't avoid the fact that there's a lot of things that gaming did bring that didn't help me. And I think you'll agree with this too. What I noticed is as I got older, it started to become more of a negative thing once I started to use it to cope with, you know, things I was feeling. Like as a teenager, man, you know, if you're in your teens right now, I feel for you. People don't always understand you. They don't always listen to you. They think your problems are small and don't matter, but like, so not true. So not true. In fact, if anybody tells you that you're just a teenager and you don't know what you're talking about, don't let them tell you that. But sometimes we use things like games to escape from all that stuff in our lives that is very real. And I did that. And it's ironic because as I sat there thinking about what I was experiencing and feeling, I realized I never did that as a teenager. I always went for the escape because it was easier. And that didn't teach me to grow. So all of that thinking got me somewhere. The doubt, that urge to turn the car around, it wasn't even there anymore. In fact, I was smiling. I cranked the music up, started singing to my favorite song. And before I knew it, I was at my destination, ready to sell. So I sold the games. And you know what? Walking back to the car empty-handed, well, other than a nice wad of cash in my hand, I didn't feel like I lost something. I didn't feel guilty. I didn't feel like I got cheated, like I made a bad decision. Nope. Honestly, what I felt is the weight coming off the shoulders, because I knew that I just got rid of the biggest trigger in my life, which was a piece of that closet. And now, moving forward, it's going to be a lot harder for me to slip and fall on my ass. And for that, I'm grateful. So if you're going through the same thing, just remember that. Whatever you're feeling, it's fine. You're human. You know what? You're not perfect. Neither am I. Nobody is. Again, if you're in the car yourself, ready to turn it around, sit with the emotions you're feeling. Don't tune them out. Don't drive faster. Don't turn around without thinking about it first. Remind yourself why you're doing this. At the end of the day, this detox is going to be hard, but don't forget that the community's here for you. Game Quitters community, log on, gamequitters.com. check out the forums, post your questions, or you probably will find things on there that you might be experiencing yourself. I mean, there's so much to explore there, but you've got the Stop Gaming Reddit community and their Discord chat channel. You've got a lot of resources at your disposal for free. It's going to cost you nothing. Check out Cam's YouTube videos, all great stuff, right? This talk that's coming up, it's inspirational enough. Just remember, you're not alone, and stay strong wherever you are in your detox. Maybe you're not even on it, thinking about it, you've done it. I think you can relate if you're listening. So I wish you the best. Thank you to the community that has just given us so much. You guys are awesome. We love you guys, and I hope you enjoy this talk straight from the man himself, Cam Adair, in Las Vegas. This is fresh off the stage, people, so good stuff.